Duterte has been
Vice President Lenny Robredo said that
presidential fourth runner and former Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.
the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC,
Unemployment in the Philippines declined by 6.4%.
Early registration for academic year 2022-2023.
Two suspects identified as members of the Basag 79 group were arrested.
The Commission on Elections, the COMELEC, is set to send vote counting machines.
Singer actor Ronnie Liang has achieved another milestone in his life.
Bringing you the top stories for tonight, I am Alvin Pelobello.
and I'm Tricia Gajitos. Welcome to Eurotv News Tonight. Your news, our business.
Good evening, bringing you the top stories for tonight. My name is Alvin Pelobello.
And I'm Tricia Gajitos. Welcome to Eurotv News Tonight. Your news, our business.
For the headlines, Marcos administration will prioritize pandemic-hit economy, according to incoming NEDA Chief Arsenio Balisacan.
Philippine National Police to implement 6-day gun ban in Davao and Metro Manila for BBM and SARA inaugurations.
SUV driver surrenders to Philippine National Police and apologizes to security guards that he ran over.
National Capital Region remains under Alert Level 1 until June 30.
And optional wearing of face mask in Cebu province is now turned into a law. The country's pandemic-battered economy will be the priority of President-elect Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s administration. Incoming National Economic Development Authority Chief Arsenio Balisacan said that the government of Marcos have already an economic plan for the whole duration of the administration. One of their proposed strategy is to accelerate the economy. The Department of Finance has unveiled a fiscal consolidation, which is a way to pay the country's debt. The fiscal consolidation includes implementing new taxes, deferring personal income tax reductions, and expand value-added tax.
Five diplomats from Europe and Africa carried out courtesy calls to President-elect Bongbong Marcos this morning. The ambassador of Norway, Finland, Hungary, Romania, and South Africa visited Marcos at the BBM headquarters in Mandaluyong City. Marcos has been receiving diplomats and holding talks with them on a weekly basis since his impressive victory in the May 9 polls.
The Philippine National Police is set to deploy more cops to secure the inauguration of Vice President-elect Sara Duterte in Davao City. The PNP will deploy around 3,700 cops for the inauguration in Davao City. According to PNP spokesperson Colonel Gian Fajardo, they have already tapped the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine Coast Guard that will also be deployed for the inauguration. Fajardo also said that the Office of the President will likewise provide additional mandates for the deployment of the authorities during the oath-taking ceremony.
The designation and assumption po ng ating current officer in charge, si Police Lieutenant General Vicente Danao Jr. Last May 8, he was also granted additional authority by the Office of the President to include yung directing the tactical and strategic movement, to include transfer and of personnel and resources. This is necessary to ensure public safety and security.
Carrying of firearms will be suspended in Davao City and Metro Manila for the inauguration of President-elect Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. and Vice President-elect Sara Duterte. PNP Director for Operations Police Major General Valeriano De Leon said the gun ban will be implemented in Davao City from June 16 to 21 for the June 19 oath-taking of Duterte, while it will be from June 27 to July 2 in the National Capital Region for the inauguration of Marcos on June 30. De Leon said the security plans for the two events were already done.
Within 72 hours from today, they are going to release the proper advisories. Pero to give you some points, as much as practicable, walang magdadala ng, of course, baril, mga pointed objects. Kung pwede nga, wala na rin cellular phone. Yan yung isang recommendation nila. At saka kung meron kayong mga konting mga gamit, please carry it with a plastic bag para makita at hindi na unnecessarily na it will delay the inspection dahil makikita na.
The driver and the registered owner of the SUV involved in a viral hit-and-run in Mandaluyong City have surrendered to the police. Jose Antonio San Vicente, the driver of the SUV, apologizes to the victim security guard Christian Floralde. San Vicente's camp, upon facing the authorities and the media, has explained that he was rattled during the incident. Floralde, the security guard, have sustained injuries getting ramped by the vehicle. The vehicle has been also surrendered to the authorities. The Land Transportation Office has already revoked San Vicente's driver's license and perpetually disqualified him from driving.
And hopefully, in the coming days, if not today, magkakaroon po sana ng significant development at nga itong ating registered owner will be man enough to surface and answer all the allegations. Like I said, sir, to this week, there is a scheduled preliminary investigation, and hopefully that will be the proper forum for him to face this case filed against him. Owner, and hopefully in the coming days, if not today,
Metro Manila will remain under Alert Level 1 until June 13. Acting Presidential Spokesperson Martin Andanar said this after the Interagency Task Force has approved the recommendations of the Sub-Technical Working Group Data Analytics. The announcement was made even when the Department of Health have seen an uptick of COVID-19 cases.
Stay tuned for more stories as Eurotv News Tonight returns.
Magsama-sama, magpapakuna, magsayawan, pag-fulitas na. Tayo'y magpapakuna. Let's spread the good vibes sa bayan. Tayo'y magsama-sama. Let's get back for good vibes, kababayan.
Let's bakuna na para sa pamilya at komunidad. Magpa-booster para sa todong proteksyon.
The Philippine Health Department has reported 6 new cases of Omicron sub-variant BA.5. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres said that of this number, 2 are from National Capital Region and 1 each from Cagayan Valley, Western Visayas, Northern Mindanao, and Ilocos Region. DOH likewise reported 10 more cases of Omicron sub-variant BA.2.12.1. 4 of these cases were from Metro Manila, 2 from Calabarzon, 1 each cases from Cagayana, Bicol Region, Western Visayas, and a returning overseas Filipino. Vergere added that the observed increase of COVID-19 cases was not directly related to the entry of the new variant.
The Philippine economy cannot afford any stricter community restrictions brought by the uptick of COVID-19 cases, according to the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. ECOP President Sergio Ortiz Luis urged the government not to impose upgraded alert level status in Metro Manila. Ortiz Luis suggested to focus on solving the economic recovery as well as hunger problems amid the sustained fuel price hike and food costs. With the projected increase in COVID-19 cases, the ECOP president has reminded the public to still abide to health protocols.
An executive order issued by Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia, which rationalizes wearing a face mask, is now turned into a law. This is after the Cebu Provincial Board have passed the ordinance which declared that wearing a face mask in the province is optional. The law now allows all individuals, residents and non-residents within the jurisdiction of the province of Cebu, if caught not wearing a face mask, will no longer be arrested. Recently, both the Department of the Interior and Local Government and the Department of Health emphasized that wearing of face mask as directed by the Interagency Task Force should prevail under the term of President Duterte.
On the other hand, the Department of Health recommended today the wearing of face masks until the end of the year. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire said face masks protected people not only from COVID-19 but from other diseases as well. Earlier, President Rodrigo Duterte said face masks will be worn until the end of his term on June 30.
Sitwasyon natin. And also, nakikita rin po natin na meron pa rin tayong mga hirap sa ating mga operations. So we are now saying that we take one day at a time, closely monitoring everything, and then of course, we listen and be guided by the recommendations of our experts. Kaya nga kailangan ngayon, very vigilant dapat tayo lahat. Gawin natin lahat ang safety protocols, magpabakuna tayo so that we won't see this escalation dahil alam natin maraming maapektuhan, especially our economic sector.
Senator Risa Hontiveros has committed to reaffirm the passage of Sexual Orientation, Gender Identity and Expression or SOGI bill in the 19th Congress. Hontiveros also celebrates this year's Pride Month, a 30-day colorful celebration of the world in acknowledging the rights and the identities and history of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, or the LGBTQ+ community. Hontiveros is the principal author of the Senate Bill 1934, sponsored that seeks to ban discrimination according to an individual's SOGI. The SOGI Equality Bill served as an anti-discrimination bill which failed to be approved in the Congress, as the opposed Solons arguing that the proposed bill could hamper religious and academic freedom.
The Commission on Elections started today the deletion of backup files used in the May 9 national and local elections. The backup files contain serialized ballot and dump files, which include projects of precincts, candidates, and references. The COMELEC likewise deleted the ballot phase database from the servers of the National Printing Office last week.
Despite the retractions of some witnesses, the Department of Justice will not drop the drug cases it filed against Senator Laila De Lima. Justice Secretary Bernardo Guevara said it was decided that the National Prosecution Service would proceed with the 2 cases of conspiracy to commit drug trading against De Lima that remain pending before branches 204 and 256 of the Muntinlupa City Regional Trial Court. Guevara said the panel of prosecutors in De Lima's cases advised him that after a thorough review of the evidence, this is a good reason to continue the active prosecution of the senator. As for the witnesses, their alleged recantations have no probative value whatsoever.
From 69 volcanic earthquakes yesterday, only 10 volcanic earthquakes were recorded at Bulusan Volcano in Sorsogon today, according to PHIVOLCS. Although there have been fewer volcanic earthquakes in the past 24 hours, PHIVOLCS said Bulusan Volcano is still under a low-level unrest. In its 8 a.m. bulletin issued today, PHIVOLCS said the active volcano remains under alert level 1.
The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board is now preparing for the distribution of the second phase of the government's fuel subsidy to the transport sector after most of the beneficiaries received the fund allocation for the first tranche. LTFRB Executive Director Tina Casion said they expect that the distribution of the first tranche for PUVs or PUV drivers and delivery riders to be finished by June 17. Earlier, the national government has allocated 2.5 billion pesos for the fuel subsidy to help the transport sector amid the series of big-time oil price hikes.
more transportation updates, the new Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange to Davao route was opened today. Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade led the opening of the new terminal. PITX offers 3,680 pesos one-way fare, including 2 Ro-Ro ferry rides with travel time of 3 days and 2 nights. Likewise, it offers 50% discount for passengers of its first Parañaque to Davao trip with 1,840 pesos. Stay tuned for more stories as Eurotv News Tonight returns.
Magpapabakuna, magsayawan, pag-fully vax na. Tayo'y magpabakuna. Let's spread the good vibes sa bayan. Tayo'y magsama-sama. Let's get back for good vibes, kababayan.
Let's bakuna na para sa pamilya at komunidad. Magpa-booster para sa todong proteksyon.
Weather updates: the ridge of the high-pressure area over Luzon will continue to block the entry of the southwest monsoon, bringing fair weather across the country, according to State Weather Bureau Pag-asa. In its morning bulletin, Pag-asa said easterlies will continue to affect the eastern section of Mindanao, bringing rains and thunderstorms in the area. Meanwhile, generally fair weather conditions are expected nationwide today, except for isolated rain showers which may be experienced due to localized thunderstorms. In a recent development, Pag-asa has released a lightning red alert at 2:56 p.m. today, while flights and ground operations of Ninoy Aquino International Airports are now suspended.
The World Health Organization said it would hold an emergency meeting next week to determine whether to classify the global monkeypox outbreak as a public health emergency of international concern. The WHO is also working to change the name of the disease, which was long confined to Western and Central Africa until more than 1,000 cases were detected in dozens of countries across the world over the last 2 months. The emergency committee will meet on June 23 to discuss the designation, which is the highest alarm the UN agency can sound. Hong Kong's Jumbo Floating Restaurant, a famed but aging tourist attraction that featured in multiple Cantonese and Hollywood films, was towed out of the city after the COVID-19 pandemic finally sank the struggling business. Designed like a Chinese imperial palace and once considered a must-see landmark, the restaurant drew visitors from Queen Elizabeth II to Tom Cruise and featured in several films, including Contagion, about a deadly global pandemic. The restaurant's fate was sealed just days before Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam is set to leave office.
In our sports news, Ange Kwame and Dave Ildefonso won't be able to play for the Gilas Pilipinas in its upcoming tune-up matches against South Korea. This is due to injuries which Kwame and Ildefonso are dealing with right now. Kwame was diagnosed with the meniscal sprain and partial ACL tear, an injury that could also affect the Gilas lineup in the third window of the FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers. Meanwhile, Ildefonso are suffering ankle injury, according to Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas. Meanwhile, Gilas Pilipinas youth fell short in the second game versus Japan in the FIBA Under-16 Asian Championship 2022. Gilas youth have tried to pull a comeback in the last minutes of the game but fell short as Japan defeated them with 73-67. 3 players from the Gilas have scored double digits, headed by Calum Harris with 18 points, 6 rebounds and 2 steals in a block.
Korean boy band BTS is taking an indefinite break to pursue their solo acts. The 7 members dropped the bombshell during their streamed annual Festa dinner, part of a celebration that marks their 9th anniversary as a group. Despite the sudden announcement of their indefinite hiatus, we believe that their fans will support their decisions. For his part, Jungkook said they will return and will be the better versions of themselves. And those were the top stories for tonight. You can visit our social media account, facebook.com/official Eurotv News for the latest and hottest updates. Once again, this has been Tricia Gajitos.
And I'm Alvin Pelobello. Thanks for watching Eurotv News Tonight. Your news, our business.